Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. We have three wonderful guests here, Sarah Gilberts, Beverly Torrance, and Rain the Therapy Dog. Thank you all three for being with us today.
Thank you.
Sarah, let's start off with you because we're talking about mental health and how it's impacting our youth. And you know this very well, working with the Hart School District. What are you noticing at our schools?
Well, first and foremost, right, we know that mental health impacts each and every one of us, right? It affects us all. And so it definitely affects our youth. And what we're noticing at our schools is we're seeing a lot of anxiety and stress that is evident in every school that you walk into, whether it be, you know, the social and academic demands on campus with academic pressure, whether it be social relationships. A lot of students are struggling in regards to face-to-face relationships and those pro-social behaviors coming back to campus and being on campus full time and like trying to remember how to engage with someone on that face-to-face level. And so we are seeing a lot of that and it's impacting our youth. And thankfully, we've had wellness centers up and running since 2019. Yeah.
So there's such a stigma around mental health. What are the challenges of that and how can we continue to support our own mental health?
Right, good question. Stigma is something that I'm not sure if we're ever going to get rid of. It affects adults too. However, we are doing our best to try to help teens understand that I think our whole overarching theme with wellness is that we all struggle, right? We all encounter difficult times in our life at any given point, adults included, and that it's okay to not be okay, and it's definitely okay to ask for help. You know, we can rely on our parents, we can rely on trusted coaches, a trusted teacher, and having supports on campus like professionals in the Wellness Center and counselors is really a valuable support to offer students a space where they can access and receive supports and care that they need.
So, Beverly, let's talk about therapy dogs here. They're a valuable resource to students, schools, and staff. Tell us a little bit about what the impact therapy animals have on students.
It's pretty amazing. It's very rewarding in itself to see them react the way they do when they come up and they pet her, and they'll smile and laugh and they get friendly with her. And Sarah was kind enough in our first adventures after she became a registered therapy dog who encouraged me to come to Canyon High. And that was one of the most rewarding opportunities that I could have ever had. And for Rain too, she's now one of our favorites on campus, so that always makes her feel very special, and she loves it. She knows exactly where to go when we go on campus, and she goes right to all the people that we've visited. She'll go right there and to the Wellness Center, and it's been a beautiful relationship. For just rewarding to see these kids respond in a way that you know is making their day a little bit better. It's just making them calmer, and the smiles on their faces and the respect that they have for the animal, it's gorgeous. It's like it's a godsend.
They're also ones that help contribute to reduce the stigma on campus. You know, they are part of our program in regards to kind of demystifying mental health and changing the language, right? And teaching us that we all need supports. And having these on our campus, I mean, you will see students swarm at the gates when they come on campus or at the Wellness Center, because it is the most popular wellness initiative that we have is these therapy animals. And it helps them, and not only provides like a calming effect, but it helps regulate our mood. It lowers our blood pressure, it lowers our heart rate, it increases and boosts our mood, and it also releases a hormone in our brain called oxytocin, which is that bonding hormone. So it helps with especially since after COVID, our therapy dogs on campus are helping build out those social connections and those relationships. You know, having students walk the therapy dogs throughout the campus and through the quad, you see students just swarm, and social engagement and relationships start to form and build. So
how can you not look at that face?
I know, there's something so special about dogs and therapy animals in general, just like You're so cute. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, my stress level is completely gone right now.
He's
I have
kind
nothing.
of like laying on my foot right now, and it's all warm and soft, and I just feel cozy. So how does a dog become a therapy animal, and how do you know if it would be a good fit?
Well, They have to go through an evaluation. We are members of an organization, Pet Partners, which is nationwide, and their availability and their training program. Anyone can have a therapy animal. Doesn't necessarily be just to be a dog, but they have to. The dogs need to know the general commands and up, down, sit, stay, leave it, those kind of things. And they go through an evaluation. And Pet Partners has been very encouraging throughout their programs. They just have provided a really good avenue of communication. And that's basically what they do. I lost my train of thought.
Well, Rain's got the lay down command down
Perfect.
pat.
Yeah.
He has got perfect on that one. And we know that therapy animals were critical during the Saugus situation, weren't they, Sarah?
Definitely, yes. Thankfully, we had relationships with a lot of our organizations like Pet Partners, like Therapy Dogs of Alliance, like TLC, our Tender Loving Canines, and Guide Dogs of America, where we were able to rally a bunch of community supports to really help our students and our staff and just that climate and culture at that school after the awful tragedy. So.
Some of the other programs, Sarah, and initiatives that the Hart District provides as part of the Wellness Department that support students and staff. Tell us what those are.
Sure, yeah. So Wellness Center was initially developed in 2019, and it is initially a Tier 1. It's a drop-in center where students can access before school, brunch, and lunch. It is a serene place on campus, looks nothing like a classroom, and it's a space where students can kind of access their own independent coping skills. There's a professional, mental health professional in the room that can provide guidance and support if needed. Tier 2, we're all about pushing out activities like our therapy animals, right, and kind of reducing the stigma associated with seeking help. And we also provide different classroom programs and interventions and activities and school-wide activities and events. We have a theme every week that really every month that really focuses on mental health and how we can teach parents and teens to really the importance of valuing mental health and why it's so important and how much it's interlaced into many facets of our life. And so we try to do this, and we have clubs on every single one of our campus that's dedicated to kind of just reducing the stigma and focusing on mental health and well-being. And then our last tier is really targeted interventions and supports. We provide one-on-one counseling. We provide targeted group counseling on campus. Parents can even call and say if they need any support. We've gotten calls where parents have gotten into an argument on the way to school and they just want us to check in with their daughter or son. We do that as well.
So important.
Yeah.
How many students are now coming in on a daily basis to the wellness centers?
District-wide, since this year, since August until April, we have seen 88,000 students walk into the doors of the Wellness Center.
That's amazing.
They're offered on every school campus.
Wow.
And we have provided, it's off the top of my head right now, but it's about 9,170-something counseling sessions to date.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Good work, good work. Sarah, Beverly, and of course, Rain, we so appreciate you being on this show today. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you
Thank
both very
you.
much.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Stick with us. We'll be right back.